To everybody. And secondly, I just would like to apologize for native English speakers because, as you can notice, I'm French, so I've got a terrible French accent. I will surely make a lot of mistakes. So sorry. Okay, once it's done, let's start with my presentation. So thank you for coming. The idea of this presentation is to present the process of being a committer. Since a few months, I'm an Eclipse Nebula committer. So Nebula is a set of widgets for RCP applications. And I will present you the whole process, the good things, the bad things, and what I appreciate and so on. And at the end, if we have time, I hope we will have, I will present you the new widgets that has been added to Nebula. Okay, there is no good talk without a presentation of the speaker. So here am I. Me, myself, and I. Who am I? I'm Laurent Caron. You've noticed it on the schedule. This is my Twitter account. No. I am 43 years old, and I've started to code when I was a child. I was 8 on one of the most fantastic computers ever, the X81, 1 kilobyte of memory. Nice to learn to code in BASIC. Then after that, I've discovered the Thomson TO set. And this is a Thomson TO8. Yes, I pronounced it in French because this machine was not sold out of this country. Atari ST and 1632 and the best computer never designed, Commodore Amiga. Okay, if I'm presenting these computers, is not to say, oh, hey, look at me, I was an early developer. Well, indeed it's true, but at this time, even if the word open source was not very famous, it was the time of open source. We are in the middle of the 80s, no internet, no chat, no club, no foundation, no something user groups. If you wanted to improve yourself, you had to buy magazines or books full of pages and pages of code. And you had to type the code. For example, this one, 102 programs for MO5 on TO set, and I spent hours and hours and hours typing program just for, in general, it was teeny games like tic-tac-toe or something like this, but I learned a lot, and for me this was the definition of open source. Some developers created some program and decided to share the knowledge, share the program for everybody. So we had to pay anyway, but this was very interesting. My story with Eclipse started in 2002. I discovered this tool. Remember, at this time, the IDE for Java, it was GBuilder. Okay, I have nothing against balance, but when you try GBuilder, remember, when you design screens in Swing, it is better to restart every 15 minutes, maybe. It was not a fantastic product, definitely. But Eclipse was. I discovered, and it was light years away from other tools at this time. So I fell in love with Eclipse IDE. And for some applications, some internal tools in my company, I started to work with SWT. And I discovered RCP after, and I use RCP almost every day since 2012. This year I arrived at Akuiteo, my company. So little word about Akuiteo, because they pay me the hotel and the restaurant and so on. So if I don't speak a little bit about this company, I think I may have some problems. No, in fact, very quickly. Akuiteo is a software management company, so we are editor and integrator of our own ERP. So it's dedicated for companies that work in project mode. For example, architectural firms, software editors, consulting company, in which when they start a relationship with a customer, it's a project, and all parts are project. For fun, we say we are the French SAP, with a teeny difference. We have 1,500 less employees. Just a teeny difference, but it's the same, it's ERP. Okay, I'm an Eclipse Nebula committer because I've merged my personal project called Opal inside Nebula. Opal. This name, for people who live in France or in England, the name comes from La Côte d'Opal in Calais. This is where I lived when I was young. I wanted a name, so I say, why not this one? The project started because in May 2011, I became daddy. Big change in my life. You can say, what the deal? In France, when you have children, you can have a break, a long break. And I decided to have a 6-month break. I adopted my 2 children, so I had to learn to be a dad, simply. And I wanted to spend time with them. I expected them since years. So I said, okay, let's have a break. As you can imagine, if you have children, you can imagine how big the change is in your life. The big bang in your life. And I was asking myself a lot of questions, personally and also professionally. At this time, in France, maybe it's not still the same, but it's a little bit the same now. I was 36, and if you keep coding in France at 36, you failed something in your professional life. Because during my studies, they say, okay, you will start to code because you have to learn the basics, and then you will be a project manager. That's a goal. Okay, I was project manager. I was very bad. I didn't like it. I did not appreciate it. My team didn't like me. It was a big failure in my life. So I said, okay, what I love is to code. It seems that in France I'm too old. What I'm gonna do? I didn't know. I have 6 months to think about that, and during 6 months I say, okay, I think that coding, it's like doing sports. You have to practice. The more you practice, the better you are. So I wanted to keep practicing. And I loved, and I still love, user interface coding. So I say, okay, let's write some widgets or some graphical components. I will keep practicing, I will have a lot of fun. Okay, that's a good idea. And at this time, my children were very young, so they had a rest in the afternoon. So I had time. So I said, okay, let's start the Opal project. Okay, widgets, okay, for what? So I say maybe I will code widget with Swing, with C#. It would be a good occasion to learn C# or C++ to remind me my student years. Or maybe some web components, because web seemed to be the future. No, I knew that it would be the future, definitely. And let's have a look on the internet, and you had a lot of library for C++, C application, WinForms, Silverlight, Flash, JavaScript. Okay, I will do something for me, and I will be alone. I don't think that it will be fun for me, but I really wanted to share. Say, okay, if some people could use it, it will be fine. And I noticed that for RCP and SWT application, it was the desert. Almost nothing. Project Nebula with maybe less than 10 widgets. Maybe, if I remember well, 1 component from RCP Vision, some little stuff around, but it was not very popular. I said, okay, I know SWT, I like it. If I write some component, I will have fun, and maybe some other developers will use it. Okay, let's go. And I released the first release in June 2011. And I put it on Google Code, rest in peace. At this time, I don't know if GitHub existed already, but it was not very famous. So, okay, I put it on Google Code and learn Mercurial, yes? No, I think at the beginning you could choose between Subversion and Mercurial. Okay, it was fine. So I pushed the project, put some emails here. At this time, I think it contained less than 10 widgets, maybe 7 or 8. Some widgets were coded by myself on my spare time, and one of the widgets, I developed it in my company, and they said, we don't care, we don't use it anymore, so do it, you are not the owner. Fine. Things slowly were growing. Okay, no problem. It was, so I had some requests, not pull requests, but I had some requests for enhancement. I had some feedback. I was pretty happy. I had a lot of fun. I developed myself, and some people started to use it. And this was my project. I was very proud. That's it. This was my work. In January 2012, I had a contact with Michael Istria, the famous Michael, and he asked on Twitter, do you know I need a graphical component? Do you know one good? I said, let's have a look on my library. He said, oh, I discovered it, that's nice. Maybe. What do you think about putting your widgets inside Nebula? It will be part of the Eclipse community, and your audience will be much greater than your teeny project. I said, okay. Challenge accepted. And I discovered that too. If you are working on any Eclipse project, and if you don't speak English, you have to learn only 3 words. And the 3 words are fill a bug. Every time, you know, I'm serious. You want to put some new widgets inside Nebula, fill a bug. You have a bug, fill a bug. You noticed a little mistakes on the website, fill a bug. You notice some problems, not a bug, but you say, oh, it's a little bit slow, but I could not, fill a bug. Do anything, fill a bug. You want to modify something in a POM, fill a bug. That's it. If you understood that, your life will be much more easier. Don't thank you, that's a pleasure. So, I filled the bug. Okay, fill the bug. Hello, I'm Laurent Caron, I've developed Opal, and I said maybe you may be interested. So, that was the first step, fill a bug, and then after I sent a little email to the Nebula mailing list, say, okay, here am I, this is my project. At this time, it contains 32 widgets. It was almost, okay, many widgets. And I say, I hope that you will accept my proposal. It will be accepted. First step done. Okay, and then, for a Latin mind like me, legal steps. I received an email from the project manager. Okay, now we are entering in the intellectual property process. Sorry, I put my code on open source. Like Simon said, here is what I've done. Take it, fork it, destroy it, translate it in any language. I don't care. This is for you. Okay, legal aspects. So, because it seemed, and it is, now I'm convinced, but at this time I was not, very important. So, okay, let's start the IP process. You will be in touch with Sharon Corbett. Great, okay, here we go. Here is my mail. So it's a little bit teeny, I'm surprised. First mail, 8 questions in English. Not English, okay. Please identify how much of the code base was authored solely by you. Are you the sole copyright holder as well? Wow, has the project accepted any community contribution to the code base? Ooh. Wow. Okay, has the content always been EPL licensed? Yes, unfortunately I've chosen EPL license. At this time I said, I don't care. Okay, I will put, you know, some comments to say, I've chosen one license. SWT, Eclipse, EPL, that's it. Fortunately I did it. Can you outline if any third party? Okay, long mail. I replied. More question. We will have a look at your code. Do it. Wow, they have everything. For example, I put this work is inspired. I found a swing library very nice, and I had a discussion and really, can I migrate it? What do you think? Oh yeah, do it. And all the whole code has been audited, and a lot of questions. Okay, good news. Code accepted, code reviewed, here we go. Now you have to fill the committer employer consent form. You know, like old thing, I approve. No, it was the first one, yes, for my employers. No, I did it on my spare time. No, you have to do it. Okay, boss, can you please fill it? You did it during your job time? No, but can you please fill it and fax it? Okay, I'll do. And then mine. Okay, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm pretty sure I will never be. So I filled, okay, here we go. Okay, in legal terms, everything was fine. Then you have a process, a robot, and to all Eclipse Nebula committers, do you want Laurent to be another committer? So it's a system of vote by emails. Yoo-hoo! Accepted. Yes, your committer election has been completed. Yes, I am. Now, next step, pretty easy. I've got a code, I have to merge it. I'm a developer. Here we go for the final destination. Unfortunately, in life, things are not happening exactly as you expect. And I felt I had a very hard mental disease, and during 4 years, I was not able to work on this project. I had to focus on my job, my family, not in this order, my family, my job, and it was pretty impossible for me. No, it was not possible. So it was a bad time, and okay, I'm cured. I'm feeling better. So in last year, I'm back. Vim, I'm back. I say, okay, no, definitely I'm back. October, okay, I'm feeling good, I have time, here we go. I can start the process. Many widgets were very old style, or I was not happy of what I've done at this time, so I have chosen only a subset of 24 widgets. I work very closely with Wim Jongman, who is the project manager, a very nice guy, and he's very kind, that's it. It was a very nice leader, and he helped me a lot. First thing to do, Opal was just a monolith, just one jar, just one plugin. And because it was easier, it was my project, okay, I didn't care about slicing it. Okay, the architecture, we use Maven, okay, for building, RCP, obviously, so I had to be aware of concepts like plugins, feature, target platform, manifest, and so on. And Relunk, the release engineering services from the company Obeo. Okay, not so difficult, not so unusual for me. Oh, my friend Garrett for code review. Okay, I will talk about Garrett after. Jenkins for building, okay, not a big deal. I imported the project Nebula inside my workspace, and okay, I had to merge 24 widgets plus one common plugin, which contains the common utilities. And inside Nebula, we have 3 projects per widget. One for the wall widget, snippets, and the feature. Okay, 24, you multiply by 3, I had to create 74 projects. When you discovered that, you say, whew, it would be a long time. It would take a long time, sorry. Okay, so it was not only splitting, changing packages. I had to create many projects, create my structures, a POM file, and so on and so on. Whew. After a long time, a few days before Christmas, I'm ready. First push. First push. Oh yeah, many attempts before the rejected. Vim, I had this. No problem, change that. Rejected. Vim, I had this. No. Okay, I understand. It was really strong. In fact, I think I was puzzled by Garrett. And suddenly, pushed. Woohoo! And Bill failed. Of course, but Vim said, okay, you did maybe 90% of the job, I will finish. Okay, thank you. And February. Vim sent me this screenshot. Done. Woo! I was so happy. So, okay, I will add 2 new widgets. I have some ideas. I'm feeling good. So, okay, I think I've understood. I can do it. Okay, but an open source project, it's not only code. If you want that people will use your project, you have to put documentation. And we know that this is a big developers. Some developers are very, very good developers. They really like to spend hours fixing a bug, trying to optimize code. When you say, can you write a documentation? You know, it's difficult, I don't have time, but it has to be in English. You know, English, I was not good in English at school and so on. So in general, documentation, when you have one web page, you say, woohoo! It's a nice starting point. Fortunately, because I was fed up by the fact that documentation was lacking in many projects, I wrote the documentation for the Opal project. So I just had to migrate and fix some mistakes, of course. And Vim told me that the website is very, very, very strange. So we decided to move the documentation inside Nebula Wiki. Because it's easier to maintain, it's pretty simple. Okay, the look seemed a little bit old school, but for me it was enough. And it's not an April Fool. The 1st of April, Nebula 2.00 was released. So I told you, Eclipse staff, Win Beaton, Sharon, and okay, all the team. Okay, wow, woohoo, woohoo! I did it. I was proud and very happy of that. During this migration, of course, not everything was very, very good. Not all part, because I'm no opinion. Really, I use RCPs almost every day since 6 years. So with the development coding part, I felt comfortable. You know, we are talking about Maven, Jenkins, Git, RCP. Okay, I have no problem with that. So it was not for me. Okay, I have no opinion. It was not good, not bad, no problem. The good part. The good part, really, we used in Eclipse Foundation standard or well-known tools, Maven, standard, Jenkins, Git, Eclipse. That's fine. And the integration is amazing. When you push a commit, automatically a build is started and a Gary change is performed, and all these informations are attached to your bug. So do not forget, fill a bug. That's why it's so important. So the integration between Gerrit, Jenkins, Bugzilla is very, very good. And you have the history of the project, so you can say, somebody say, no, I could not accept your contribution for some reason. And yes, that's pretty good. So this is a good point. The community. Second point, the community. This was a discovery. I did my tool, my project library alone, almost alone. And people were very kind with me, explained me a lot of things, say, okay, you should do that, good point. Or some people said, okay, oh, you like to do some widgets. Don't you think about doing this one? That may be interesting. So, okay, it was really a very good part. No good project without good leader. Really. Vim is not present here, so I can say just for him, but really, this guy is very nice. He's very involved in his project, and this is very important. We are not only coders, we are also human people. And the interaction between human people, I think, are very, very, very important. Okay, for the good part. The bad parts. Documentation. Difficult, because some documentation were written, but not always up to date. That was the first. And due to the structure on Maven and so on, you had a lot of XML file to update. And when you had 24 widgets, you make mistakes, definitely. And it's not easy to find, but okay. That's the architecture. The ugly, my friend, Gerrit. My friend Gerrit. No advertising. At work, we use Stash. And definitely Stash in terms of simplicity, user experience. There is nothing to compare. It's really, when we say, okay, you have one push URL, one fetch. What? Okay. It's not user-friendly. The interface is really ugly, definitely. It's horrible. When you say, okay, don't forget, you need to amend your previous commit before pushing. So I discovered that with Egit, a lot of functionality were very strange for me. Why did they spend time to create such functionality? Like, I think it's Stash functionality when you have to push all your commits in just one. And I think it is due to Gerrit. So, okay, I can spend hours talking about Gerrit. The only good thing is that it's working. And many projects inside Eclipse community use Gerrit. So what's wrong? I'm not the only one. During the preparation of these slides, Wim said, okay, received a message actually with my Nebula contribution, so it was just a bug fix to a widget. 90% of the time was figuring out Gerrit configuration problems. How to listen. So I'm not the only one. But I think it's just a question of knowledge. I'm not a big fan of Git. I had many problems when we discovered Git, and I think this was because I used Subversion and CVS for years and years and years. And I think for people who just started to learn how to manage your code source and code source repositories, we say, okay, use like this, fine. But I think in my mind, I wanted to apply my Subversion techniques to Git, and it's two different philosophies. So it was really like a lack of knowledge. And I think for Gerrit, it's exactly the same. It's a very special philosophy, and I didn't spend enough time to learn how to use it correctly. So I totally agree with him on this point. When you understand it, it's like Git. When you understand it, when you use it every day, you say, it's not so bad. But when you use it from time to time, you say, what is, okay. So, just before, okay, we'll have a few minutes for the demo time because we were late. Conclusion, I started to do it for myself. So it was a very selfish project. I had a chance to be inside the Eclipse community. For me, I used Eclipse since years and years, and it's not only sharing, it's also giving part of my time, part of my knowledges, part of my talent to the Eclipse community. So that's pretty interesting. Some people said, okay, you are too happy, you just have a new line on your LinkedIn page. Yes, I'm proud, definitely I am. But it's not only that. My goal was to share this project, and really it was fantastic when you received from email from some laboratories in England. I've received one email from a developer of the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Wow. Yes, and okay, for yourself it's very good, and you say, okay, I did something in Lyon, in my city, and it's used in Pasadena in California. Wow. The whole internet, the concept of sharing. Well, I was very happy of doing that. And the biggest problem is that because the visibility of my widget is much more great than before, I received so many bug requests and some enhancement requests. I received, I think on Opal, I received maybe one bug request once a month, and I received 6 since the beginning of June. Okay, so I'm talking about widgets, demo time. Up. Yeah. Okay, so let's start. I will present you shortly. Just, nobody? Why? Yes, much better. So, for example, on the screen, you have a widget tip of the day. So you can write your own tip, and you can select to show tip at startup. And the tip of the day is written with a pseudo HTML code. So you can put italic, underline, or bold font. Let's start. Woo. Sliding effect. Yeah. So if we have a short look here, what you have a breadcrumb. In the screen, this breadcrumb is used just to give you information, but you can use it for like push buttons, for example, or action buttons. You have here a separator, a new one. So you have the label on the line. What's more, the progress circle. You do not have to take care about coding this one. It will be, you have a time circle and so on. Here you have a prompt support. So when you focus on the prompt support, it disappears. So you can put your email. And when you clear, the prompt support is back. And you have some buttons. When you look, it's a little bit like on Macintosh interfaces. Other widgets. Okay, this one. You have a dual list. So for example, you can reorganize, you can move everything. I speak really a lot of language. No problem. So this is what I called the dual list widget. Oh, this is nice. This one is nice. I really like it. I'm very proud of this one. To focus the user on the dialog box, the shell, the window is blurred. This is what I called blur panel. I really like it. We use it in our production at Akuiteo. And at the beginning, people say, oh, no, what's it? And no, I really like it. So my success. Are you sure you want to continue? Okay, let's continue. Some other widgets. So as you can see, we still have the breadcrumb. Here, what I call a multi-selection, because we designed it some screens. And once the screen has been designed, the customers say, okay, but we just have tiny screen, so can you compress? So the solution to put many checkboxes in one is just create this kind of widget. We have switch button like on iOS. Here you have a price selector, just for fun. I don't know if somebody will use it, but I really appreciate to write this one. What's more, rate your experience. So this is a star rating widget. For this one, do you want to keep in touch? So you can select, okay, checkbox. But if you check it, the wall content is disabled. That may be interesting. Okay, 1 minute. If you don't like the preference page of Eclipse, you can have a different look for preference pages. Okay. And you have a property table, you know, like in Visual Studio, exactly like this. So you have checkbox, you can pick a directory, anything you want. If you are interested, you can have a look eclipse.org/nebula. And last but not least, just for fun, a time dialog. Okay. So yes, are you sure? Yes, I'm pretty sure. Okay, and last one. Sorry. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening to my story. Don't forget to leave a feedback, and maybe one question or two questions. Do you have any? Okay, so that's finished. Thank you for your time. Thank you very much.